That's for my youngin' Paul out there. Me and Paul, we've been playing 8-ball pool on the iPhone for like 2 weeks now. And, that's just something me and him do. We just play 8-ball pool and conversation happen in between there. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it's just a game. Somebody lose, somebody win. And
My brother?
Yeah, your brother. So
how did that start?
I just posted something on Instagram, said I wanted some smoke. And he said, I want that smoke. And then we just been playing 8-ball pool on the phone. And
who get the best of who?
Well, at first it was kind of at first it's like jousting. He won like 2. I won 2 that he lost by hitting the 8-ball in.
Oh, okay.
And then he actually won 1. And then I won like 2, 3 straight. Like for real. So I made my statement. Yeah. He won like 3 straight, made his statement. Now it's just, the ego out the way now. The ego out the way now. We just playing. Like yesterday we played 1 game, no talking. And then, hey, that first week, every time somebody won, somebody play, we just send a song to each other. You know what I'm saying? But now we just do that in our all time. So whenever he chilling, whenever I'm chilling, we just play 8-ball pool on the iPhone. So and it's nice, man. It's nice. That's nice.
Interesting.
And it don't never be like, hey, bro, you ready to play? Just no, you just send it. Just send it. And
just play when they can play, huh?
Just play when you can play, bro.
That's interesting. Well, this is episode 54 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Remember to do all the things on all the things per usual. How you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I feel good today. Energy is up. You know what I mean? I don't feel like bogged down or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I was coming off a good little week, man. It was like this week was kind of like start and stop for me. If that makes sense. It was like start and stop. Because last weekend, I went back home. I went to Orange. And that was like our city's Mardi Gras weekend.
Okay.
So there's like a lot of Mardi Gras things going on. And so me and my classmates, we threw a party for the middle schoolers. It was like a Mardi Gras themed party. And I was DJing. And you know what? It was fun to see those kids wild out. You know what I mean? Like
TikTok dances the entire night.
The entire night, bro. Of course, we had the ring light set up, like so people can do their little. I saw people making videos. Saw people making their little TikToks. Somebody had went live. I don't know where or who was it, but it was a good turnout. But it was good to provide them a good time.
Were you taking requests?
Yeah, people coming up there. It was just.
Who was requested the most, or artists?
Young boy, for sure.
That makes sense.
Young boy from both genders, like girls and dudes asking for Young Boy. And then, there's a couple of Zydeco songs. Some of the girls came out there, did their little dance, did their little 2-step. But it was nice to see that.
I gotta ask, I'm just curious. Did they react to, did you play the Lil Baby 42 Doug song?
Real as It Gets?
No, the other one,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My dog like Job.
Oh yeah. Vote like Mick. Yeah.
Did they enjoy that one?
They enjoyed that. But I'll tell you what got the biggest reaction. That right foot creep by Young Boy. I'm talking about the whole building, the girls too. But it like they were like bopping. Like back in the day, we used to we had like a bop or a little jig. They all hit the gritty.
It just started going around the building, huh?
It seemed like just ants. Just like at first they came together, like get loud. Then when the beat dropped, right foot creep. Well, everybody just started hitting that. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I said, that's the new like Dougie, man. Remember back in high school, everybody had you might not have been the best at Dougie, but everybody had a little iteration.
Yeah.
So like that's the iteration. Then like some people do their gritty slow, some people do it fast, some people got the veins. Some people throw signs, but
move their upper body.
Yeah,
twist, yeah.
Some people could like do that work all the way up and down the building. Some people just got 3 steps. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, coming off that was a good time though. It was good to see them have fun. And what was interesting to me, just to see how like they party versus how we party. Because like we had snacks for them. We had like a little backdrop that they can take pictures and stuff like that. I said back then when we had, and it was at the same place with Sonic, which is like a little dance hall in Orange for people that's not from there. That everybody do something at the Masonic. You know what I'm saying? It's a generational thing. Everybody gonna have their time there. But all we had was straight music.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you pictures didn't get taken until the end if you was into that.
Yeah, to the end. Yeah. People
and not inside. I'm talking about like outside.
Outside, yeah, for sure.
Right, you might be taking a picture before, but in there, that's nah. No phones out.
No phones out. It wasn't no phones really. It was just straight like you had to go up there and talk to somebody and get live with your people and see some other people get live with them.
I would just go on social media afterwards and recap.
Yeah. And then the next day at school, hey, when I saw you, man, blah blah blah. But
boy, you was
yeah, I saw you get it in. They're like, oh, you saw that? But anyways, they had a good time and they want us to do some more because there's nothing really for our age kids to do out here. You know what I'm saying? Like the elementary, they still kids, so they got their thing.
Yeah.
High school is like they think they grown, so they go chase whatever else is doing. They're like, man, this is good for us. With that being said, they want to do like 2-3 more parties. He's like, okay, but had a good time with them. So I came back Sunday, and work was good, but like. We started working, then like the cold came and the ice came again. The mud kind of spun the block a little bit on us, and so we couldn't really go to work like Wednesday afternoon, Thursday.
Yeah.
So it was like start and stop. I got into a little flow, then I couldn't go to the gym because the gym was closed and stuff like that. But good week though, good week. My bad. How about yourself, bro?
Man, a lot has happened. I finally took my test that I needed to take, and
oh yeah, you did. You passed it.
Yeah, I did. But it was a challenge because it was 2 tests I had to take, and everyone was saying the second one was easier than the first one. But I didn't get caught up in that because that's a trap. I know how that go. You know, when you start listening to that and be like, oh, okay, well, I don't really have to do as much because it's gonna be easier. So I would like try to combat that and then think that. But in my mind, I was like, okay, it might be easier, but I'm gonna still prepare the same.
Yeah.
Man, when I say the first 10 questions, because you can like mark the ones you want to skip. That way you know which ones to come back to that you didn't answer. And man, bro, them first 10, I was like, I don't know, this different. I was like, that last one, it was like more so like, if you study, you should be able to apply that knowledge and know this. These was like almost verbatim, but it wasn't in the study material that I studied. So it was no way to like use my prior knowledge to get these answers. You just had to know these.
You just had to know it, yeah.
And man, it was tough, man. But I was telling my friend, I was like, it was crazy because it was like really, really hard. It was way harder than the other one. But in my mind, I kept seeing 80 in my head.
Like the number 80?
And the number. But I wasn't paying much mind because I don't know why I kept seeing it because that test was hard. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I like finished it, honestly, I didn't know if I even passed it.
Yeah.
Because it was tough. And they give you 6 hours to take it.
For how many questions?
It's 150.
Oh, okay.
But it was just like... Some of those questions, yeah, it was just tough, man. I could see why they would give you 6. I mean, it took me 3 because it was tough.
It was a lot of. Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, it was like I said. I kept seeing 80 in my mind for some reason, but that test was hard. I was just like, man, if I pass this, I can't lie. This go up to the higher power. This go to God, man. Because nah, if we going off my understanding and knowledge,
he wasn't just confident.
And like I said, I was prepared, but like it's like like when you prepared enough to know that if you see something, this is something you either went over or didn't. That's how I was. It was like, no,
you're like, oh, I know, I don't know that. Yeah,
didn't go over this, didn't go over this, didn't go over this. But when that's so many questions, it's like
you're like, dang, what did I study?
But like I say, I love how it's done like online because it just instantly you hit submit, it circle, get your results instantly. And when I seen that 80, I was like, boy, I tell you
you made an 80,
the power of manifestation. But like I said, that thing was hard, man. That was not easy at all. Then from there, like I said, it was kind of like a celebration from that because then I went to DC. And that was like my first time like on the East Coast.
Oh,
depending on how you feel about Atlanta.
Given recent events.
Yeah, depends on what you feel about Atlanta. But no, that was like my first time like on the East Coast, and like and for me it was just like I had never like I done been like west and northwest and southeast of America and just the south, but I never been anywhere northeast. So it was just different, like just architecturally, like how everything was set up aesthetically and it's not, they don't have space out there, so everything is like consolidated and you gotta build up because you can't build out.
Yep.
And it was just crazy. Like we were in downtown DC.
In DC. Whew.
So it was like we go to places like we were like on U Street because that's kind of like their 7th Street, and I'm thinking. I'm so texting. I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be a big open space where you can walk. They'll have signage. It just looked like everything else. I was like, oh, this is U Street. I didn't even know. And then like it tripped me out. Like all spaces, like these are commercial properties, and the spaces were so tight and quote unquote cozy, if you want to use that word. And I was just like, I can just imagine what people's houses are like in the inside if this is like, because even the hotel room that I was in was very like, normal, the space you normally get, that thing was consolidated and gotta turn your body. And I was just like, this different.
Yeah.
But it just amazed me. Like I was just like looking out the window every time, and then the way people drive. Oh my goodness,
it's cutthroat.
It's I would describe it as impatient and close. Because them cars, boy, they be whipping and man,
and they be right there, bro.
Yeah, and I'm like, God dang, that car was. If a car slowed down, they instantly turning around. I was like, bro, you gotta be a different type of animal to drive on this East Coast.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, when I was there, I was like, I understand why people on the East Coast don't own cars because parking is an Olympic sport.
Oh man, it's a hassle.
Because we had got to a residential area, and like it was like an apartment complex, I guess, and like the sign said residential parking only, or no, resident parking only, but it was parking on the street. I was like, bro, this is crazy. Then it had like time restraints. And I was like, bro, like.
It was just hard to make sense out of that.
The way you have to, like, it was just different.
It's
I was
hard,
like, that's a different culture, man. And I was like, I wouldn't want a car out here because. And then, like, bro, if I own a house, I can't even find nowhere to park. Like, I got to just, what do people do?
Bro,
I was like, bro, this is different.
That's the East Coast. That's the East Coast right there, bro.
But like it was cool to see, and like I liked all the like we kind of did the whole sightseeing thing, of course, seeing the stuff you were supposed to see, the Lincoln Memorial. But my favorite thing was the African American museum. That thing is incredible, man.
You did, man. I bet that,
and it was like so it's 6 levels, 3 underground, 3 above ground. The bottom level start off with slavery, civil rights movement, then like the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Then it's above. The first day I went there at 3. I think they closed at 5:30. Bro, only made it through the slavery.
Yeah, because
I was reading everything because they start with. These were the tribes that slaves were taken from, and they had like the different tribes, and then they talked about the different tribes. Like it really took you through slavery. And then they like it blew my mind because they even talked about it like from like a business standpoint and like the bookkeeping, and they had like stuff showing like the prices of slaves, and like it was crazy. And then like they even talked about how they packed the slaves on the ships, and it was like 2 different techniques that they use. And I think they were saying only 40% of the slaves ever made it.
Even
so some people would come like, so the different techniques was like, okay, we're going to pack as many as we can on here because we know only 40% going to make it. Then other people use a technique where it was like, okay, well, we're going to kind of space them out that way to give them more of a chance to survive. And it was crazy, man. And then they had like, I think another thing that like deeply resonated with me was that they had like the sack that they would put cotton in, like a replica of that, bro. Whatever sack you thinking of, like a regular sack, multiply that times 10. And that's how big a sack was that they would carry. And you had to fill 2 to 3 of those up a day. And I was like, bro, and cotton ain't just take up the most space. Yeah. And that blew my mind, man. It was really eye opening, man. And man, it's It's a place to be emotional, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it was intense, man. I was like, dang. Like,
I still gotta go, man.
Because it's like you know stuff, but then when you start getting into like the specifics, like the logistics of stuff, and you be like, you think, oh, slavery, but nah, it's like the process of them getting over there, how they was sold, and like, man, it's crazy. And like they day-to-day work and how they was just saying how like what the production was at, then with slavery, how it like went up like 300% in a year, and like how like whatever the quota, because you had to weigh your sack every day, and like whatever the quota was, once you met that consistently, they ain't do nothing but keep raising it. The slave master, so it was like
pushing it up.
Yeah, it's like and then if you don't get it, you know, you getting punished.
The
psychological warfare, being separated from your family. It's man, it was. I was man.
Had to take some pauses.
Yeah, I was in it. I just, you know, man, it was Black History Month too. It was intense, man. And then I just was like, man,
I could imagine that, man.
It was, man. It's like it's stuff you knew, but then it was like stuff you didn't know. And then I didn't know that it was like so many like people that had bought their way out of freedom, and they had like wrote books and stuff to get firsthand accounts. So now I'm like about to like get some of those books so I can like, you know, see it from like different, you know, people that actually went through it, their perspectives and how it was, because that's a different type of physical, mental type stuff to go through. So that's different type of So that was my favorite part. That definitely was my favorite. Like I said, I only made it through the first 3 levels. I didn't even make it through like the above part. So
you still ain't seen it?
No, I don't even know what's up there. Because like I said, I think that's more so like just exhibits, artsy stuff. But the bottom 3, that's where you go through the history. And like I said, the first day, like I said, it took me 2.5 hours just to make it through slavery. But that was me reading everything. Then when I went back, I was trying to like kind of like, okay, I'm not going to. I wouldn't mind, but you know, I'm not the only person there, so I was like, I'm not gonna spend my whole trip just doing this because I could.
I'm about to say, I'm the type of person, I read everything.
Man, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a place you go with a little journal, bro. Write some stuff down, bro.
For sure, for
real, because it was good though. And like I said, I was in DC for the weekend, and the following Monday was President's Day. Didn't work. We went to the Wale concert, and
ironically,
and that was really good.
That was good.
You know, like how my life work is, I enjoy stuff more, and I kind of just go into it with an optimistic attitude and not necessarily like expectations. And I definitely didn't have any expectations
for the concert,
going into the concerts, but it was like really good because like I listen to Wale, not like casually, but I be jamming Wale, so it was like. Even in me being like an active listener, he still pulled out a couple. I was like, oh, shoot, I hadn't heard that in a while.
I ain't know he going to do Beautiful Bliss. That was crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
And then what he ended it with, I forgot he was on that No Hands remix. I was like, oh, I forgot she was on that.
You know what? That's how I was feeling the whole night. I was like, because I'm also somebody like you. Like, bro, we grew up in the time when Wale was coming up, so we listened to everything, all the mixtapes, albums, and stuff like that. But he's definitely one of those artists I didn't know I knew so many songs by him. Yeah. Because every song he played, I pretty much knew. I was like, oh, yeah, he do got this. I kept saying, dang, he do got this. He do got this. Yeah, so.
He got a lot of them.
He got a deep catalog.
Been around for 10 years. And
mixtapes, albums.
I'm about to say, in every project, he going to have like one of those big songs on it.
You know what was a pleasant surprise? I wasn't thinking about it. I should have knew it was going to get played, but it was a pleasant surprise. That way. I apologize.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man, you know, I just did one of those, like, man, okay.
Yeah,
he's a good guy though. He's a good.
But you know me, I wanted to hear that dearly beloved. Yeah. That's what I say. Because you know, I always if I go concert with friends and stuff, I always say, well, what's some songs you would like to hear? And like I think the 3 that I named, I heard, so I was satisfied. I was like,
you know what? Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
You know what I did? And I always do this at concerts. And if people listening, if you do this, man, let me know. Comment or something. Let me know. There's always a point in the concert where I don't even look at the artist. I look at the crowd to see like how much they're singing along to the songs and to the lyrics. And when he did that song Bad, the
oh yeah,
I looked around, I just saw all the women just singing along word for word. I was just like, now this is a song that like it came out, it was big. I didn't just jam it like that, but I was like, no, this really touched some folks. Like,
oh yeah, that was
people was like singing their heart out to that song. And I was like, man,
yeah, that's a big one.
But I do that just to like soak in like the reach that an artist has. Also, I like to take a look at the diversity in the crowd, because it wasn't just black people there. I saw Asian, Hispanic, white, everybody.
It's always interesting to see like the type of crowd that artists bring out, because it always like I just never expected it, but there's always a bunch of couples at Crit concert. Like there's mainly couples. I'm like,
there's a lot of couples at Crit. Like they enjoy him together.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I wouldn't think that, but okay.
But you get the people like Wale, like Currency, like they kind of get a mixed crowd because like their music is like, it ain't just super race specific, even though they're talking about stuff. So I like seeing those type of crowds. You know what I mean? Even the Isaiah concert, that was a very mixed crowd, you know what I mean? And you get like you see some of the gangsters, you see some of the hipsters, you see some, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm about to say in that age range, it was an age range because it was some older gentlemen in the Wale concert. I was like, makes sense.
But shout out to even just being able to go back to concerts, man. Because at one point. People, we couldn't even do that. So
it has been a while. Just as I say, it's kind of nice to like stuff isn't normal by any means, but it's nice to have like some sense of normalcy or be able to do some of the things that you enjoyed before all this.
Yeah, it might be with some adaptations, but I accept it all in the same.
But it is nice to get back to kind of some of that stuff because, like I say. Sometimes it'd be like that stuff where it was just like it was a given, so you didn't really appreciate it or as much. But now it's like, oh man, it just feels nice to be back in here and around people and listening to music that we like, seeing the artists that you like perform.
Right, and I'm definitely getting to that point where I just get the merch, bro. I don't know why. I'm starting to just like the merch better than regular clothes.
It was so crazy because, like, I remember, like,
that wasn't even a long line, though. That wasn't even a long line for Wale.
It wasn't at all. But I was crazy because when I was at my peak of going to concerts, I never even thought about merch. Like, I would literally walk in, do a little quick glance, and just keep going. But now that's part of my concert experience. To be honest, mine too. I'm probably gonna get some merch.
Yeah. Even if it's just like a shirt or something.
Yeah, and shout out to Wale though, because his merch was a little bit more affordable than merch normally.
It was affordable and it's quality. I got one of his shirts on right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, this one of the shirts. It's actually nice. It's durable. It ain't a gilded.
Yeah, I might say,
some people
some of your favorite artists, they charge you $100 for a
gilded. Come on, bro.
Like, hey, I used to buy those was $5.
I was about to say, I could stamp that myself. I know what a press on look like. You know what I mean? But no, man. I'm glad to hear that you had a good time in DC and things like that. I almost forgot that you even went out there, man. Well,
yeah, man, it was a good time. Like I say, it was. I like just witnessing different cultures and ways of life.
And that's a mixed area.
And I say, granted, we were still in America, but that ain't Dallas.
No, that ain't Dallas.
It was interesting to see. Like I said, I was just observing, and like it was so interesting too. Like you could tell, like the people that was visiting versus people that lived on the East Coast, because the East Coasters, man, they had like just one little cool, little small, concise coat on.
Yeah, everybody else bundled up.
Layers. I had on hoodie and jacket most times. And it was crazy too, man. They had a wind advisory. I said, a wind advisory? What the heck is the wind hurt that bad? I understood what they meant at the end of the day. Oh, bro. Because it wasn't even like, because when I left Dallas, it was 30 here. So it wasn't like, it was just super. It wasn't colder there, but that wind
was whipping,
and it just cut through you. And I was like, okay, I see why everybody kind of got this. Locals got like that nylon type, because I don't think the wind can get.
You put that on
because everybody. I'm telling you, all the locals had on those type of nylon jackets. They didn't have on like no
Like, pea coats.
Or no regular. No, it was like those. And just one. It was super thin. I was like, okay, yeah, they know what they doing. Cause
they combating that wind.
Man, that wind.
That wind chill.
It just get through every crevice, man.
Let me ask you this, and I know but I was talking to my brother about this yesterday, like, because he was asking me, like, how do the streets look? Because, I lived in New York, right? And I lived on both coasts. And he was asking me what the streets look like out there. And I was like, well, we kind of have a luxury here in Texas where our infrastructure doesn't always have to take into account the geography of the land, because Texas is like overall pretty flat.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to deal with a mountain being in the middle of Dallas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have to deal with that in most areas. You get to West Texas, West Texas, kinda, but not over here, not as much. We got some hilly areas, but that's it. On the East Coast, them people build around. They got to build with the elevation, so the roads be a lot different. They be kind of construed to fit around the geography of the land, whether that's like a mountain or a valley or something like that. Like I remember I didn't even drive on a mountain road until I went to California. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't got to do that here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say, it was crazy because I've driven to San Francisco, and like when you got to literally drive through the mountains.
Yeah.
That road isn't like
it
the most wide.
Yeah. And them turns ain't
I'm about
just...
to say, that's a massive drop off. You look down, I'm like, bro, people just eat this like it's nothing.
And people do this like drunk at night. You know what I mean? They shouldn't, but they do that.
I was about to say, I'm scared sober.
But no, I just want to say that before we roll into this next thing. So we want to go through part 2 of our personality test. You sitting here with 2 protagonists. Got here Ed and myself. I'm going to pop it off right here. We were going through some of the topics, right, that kind of help you explore your type. And we stopped with our strengths and weaknesses. And before I start, shout out to all the listeners that like did the test.
Yeah, people did the test. Because like I said, this was, you had introduced this to me, so I was like, oh, I didn't know it was like.
That's crazy. You didn't know about it.
So like, it was a thing that people really like. I feel like this is as big as like love languages and that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah,
it's pretty big. It's big.
Like, oh, I did not know.
Yeah, couple people sent us they results. Thank y'all for participating, man. And if you haven't yet, please go take the test. Let us know what you got.
Yeah, we'll throw the link in the bio.
Yeah,
again.
for sure. So
in the description. Excuse me.
No, go ahead. Romantic relationships.
Yeah, so
it's a good place to start.
The protagonists, they say protagonists can be intense when it comes to matters of the heart, and they wouldn't have it any other way. People with this personality type rarely settle for anything that falls short of their ideas, and their romantic relationships are no exception.
You got a reaction?
Not yet. I'm going to read a little further.
Okay.
Protagonists want to fall in love with the content of a person's character and the tenure of their soul, not just the way they look from across the room. Although these personalities may come across as outgoing or even a bit flirtatious, few protagonists are satisfied by fleeting attractions. Their standards are high, and they know it. In fact, this awareness might have protagonists a deeper appreciation of just how rare and precious it is to feel a real spark with another person. And in turn, just how rare and special it is when the spark grows into the steady flames of true abiding love. I think that's true, man. That is, I think that you can go ahead and share your thoughts first, man.
I'm about to say. I'm reacting to it. So there was a lot to unpack right here. And I know with myself, right? Sentence that stuck out to me, right? It says people with this personality. It's in the first paragraph. People with this personality type rarely settle for anything that falls short of their ideals, right? Like, I know myself. I do a lot of self-evaluation. I do a lot of like self-critiquing of myself, and through that, I remember we had an episode about the trials and errors. Through those trials and errors, bro, like I've kind of like refined what my, I ain't gonna say ideal woman, because I just think that comes into different, it comes to different ways. But these marquee things that I look for in somebody else, I know what those things are. Those things are like set in stone. You know what I mean? And if I'm dealing with somebody that doesn't exactly exude those things or exhibits those things, that's not even a knock on them. I just be knowing that like I'm the type of person I know that's not going to function well with myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that can sometimes be misconstrued as, and you know this, that can be misconstrued like, oh man, you got high standards, or like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got no type of like room for, you know, whatever improvement or understanding. It's like, no, that ain't, you just like misunderstood everything I just said. I was saying, no, you a good person, and how you behave is how you behave. It's that I don't fit into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I be trying to tell.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying to tell people, you know, or these women that I was dealing with, like, bro, it ain't you. I promise you, bro. I promise you. And I don't know, reading that just made that. It says like right here in the last paragraph, their standards are high and they know it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't. And I've been told this. I ain't never just said my standards are high because I don't even thinking they high. I just be like, this is just what I look for. Like, this is just what I accept and don't accept. And some people are like, oh man, that sounds like kind of strenuous. It's like, you know, one of the things, you remember what I used to say? Like, I like a woman that's opinionated. You know, I like a woman that's ambitious. You know what I'm saying? Got that caliber. You know how you say that word caliber? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just me. Like, I like those things I'm attracted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ain't no high standard. That's just like a personality trait. You know what I'm saying? I feel
like I say, but I'd like 100% agree when they was like, you know, being that you know that you are particular. I won't say high standards. It give you a deeper appreciation of just how rare and precious it is to feel a real spark with another person. Because I was like, yeah, that's true. Like
when you do get that,
because that don't come around that often with me. Whereas like that spark. And when I feel that, I was like, oh, yeah, because I appreciate that. Because I be wondering sometimes, just observe. I'm like, I wonder do people just always feel that about everybody they deal with? Because I can't say that that's the case. But no, I definitely thought that was true.
And when it's like that, bro, I feel like I treat it differently when it's like that. Yeah, I was telling you that last week. It's like I got like a different energy towards that. When I feel that spark, it's just like it's just something about it just make me want to like. It's just got a different type of energy to it. I'm trying to get it.
It ain't as like It's like I found this. We gonna do this, and then man, I'm find another. Oh yeah, we gonna it's like it's different when that spark and
you really be trying. I really be trying to show you a good time. I really be trying to like take you out, like
rather than it being where you want to go. I don't know. Let me Google something real quick. It's a different energy, man, when it got that spark. But like I say, I do feel like that spark. I can probably count on just one hand.
How many times
that spark, that true spark.
You know, that's crazy. It's kind of like hitting a home run. They say like when you hit it, you don't feel nothing. It's kind of like that. Like man, it's seamless. You know.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to read some of the next little section right here. It says, moving beyond the dating game. When protagonists fall for someone, they tend to fall hard. Hallelujah. And they're not coy about it. Protagonists are among the personality types that most readily express how they feel, so they often find themselves making the first move, rather than playing games or waiting for reassurance that the other person feels the same way. That's crazy. In the dating world, protagonists' willingness to put themselves out there can be refreshing and more than a little unusual. This, along with the intensity of their passion, is incredibly appealing to many people. That said, because protagonists do so often make the first move, they may encounter their share of rejection as they search for a kindred spirit. Any reaction?
Yeah, man, I was into that when my mind started running. I was like, yeah, I do think that's true. It's like that's what it kind of go into that spark and like that intensity and passion. And I don't know. I felt like I don't know. It's different now because we was adults, but I feel like in my younger days, I used to feel like that, and I felt like that could be kind of off-putting. Like, oh, you too
forward,
yeah, or like you too like I said, you just willingness to put yourself out there.
Oh
yeah.
You
like chill or you get calm, like
yeah.
So I feel like that kind of made me used to pull back because I used to be like that where I'm expressing feelings and stuff, and maybe the woman was just like,
"Oh, dang, this our second day talking." You know what I'm saying? Like this,
it ain't.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, okay,
my bad. Yeah.
So yeah, it is a certain intensity and passion. Like I said, I guess it just depends on the type of person. It can be, like they said, incredibly appealing to some, and then it can
be off-putting.
Yeah, to others.
Be like unusual. So I would say this. So in most of my intimate encounters, right, with women, for sure, heterosexual, I have probably always. Now that's something I can count on one hand. I can count on one hand, probably on 3 fingers, how many times the girl made the move first, right? Because me being a forward and expressive guy, and I guess me being a protagonist according to this website, I did not find, like right here it says when protagonists fall for someone, they tend to fall hard and not coy about it, right?
Yeah.
So I was the type of person like, I was never really the person that was just trying to play too many games. Like if I like somebody, I found a woman attractive or something like that. I used to always just be like, man, I'm gonna just let it be known. Like,
yeah,
I mean, because like, I mean, it kind of be weird in the hallway if she say no, because I mean, I have been told no and I have been rejected.
Yeah,
but like, I be telling myself, at least I said something.
Yeah,
I don't like living with that thought of not saying nothing. Like. Cause that's gonna eat me more than the rejection. Like the rejection, that's true. The rejection might sting right there, but but it sting for a little bit.
Yeah,
I tell y'all, man, she ain't But 2 weeks later, I'm off that, and the next time I see her, she might even know how I'm coming, so she might feel a different way. You know what I'm saying?
But that regret though, of not even doing or making that move or just saying what you wanted to say.
Yeah, and it was different when we was young, right? So we was in school with these women, right? So like, okay, I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when you older, like you see somebody or you catch somebody at the store at a kickback, you're like, I don't know when I'm gonna see this girl again. Like, yeah. And I don't want to be on the ride home. Like, hey, I could have said this. Or I could. Man, I wish I would have just hey
or something. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And right here say when they fall for someone, it don't necessarily gotta be like love. It could just be like attraction. Like you see something like, man, dang, Shawty looking right over there. Like, I gotta go say something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I felt that when I was reading that. And also, I know I'm a person going past the dating game. Like, let's just turn the lens on to like, okay, I do get the girl number, right? Or if we do start talking, like, I am a pretty like open person in that phase of it. Like, I'm gonna tell you a lot of things. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to do that to rope you in to like, you ain't got to say that stuff to me, but I'm just telling you so you can get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I just live with that motto. It's like, you're going to form an opinion about me anyway. I might as well tell you everything. You form an accurate opinion rather than you form it based off me just kind of sort of telling you a little, not too much. You know, like, no, this is me, all of me.
Yeah.
Are you interested or not? Like everything. Like we're gonna put it all, just gonna put it all on the table right here, right now.
Man, I remember one time I asked this girl, I said, how'd you sleep? She said, do you understand that that's a weird question? I said, I asked her, how'd you sleep? She's like, that's a kind of a weird question. I said, what? I said, that was the first time that ever happened to me. That was like 3 years ago. I was in New York. And she was like, that's kind of a weird question to ask somebody. I was like, why? I just asked her, how did you sleep? Like, you could have just said good. You could have said bad. Say,
that's like common courtesy small talk in
the morning. I guess you feel like I was trying to get an inside look at her bedroom or something. Like, no, I didn't mean like.
Oh, yeah, that's wild.
No, but I don't think I don't know how. She didn't even really explain it. I was just kind of like, well, this is kind of weird. I just asked you how you sleep because I thought that would affect how you feel right now. So,
I might say you normally get a good one word or maybe a sentence response to that. Nothing too deep, then you move on.
Yeah, I mean I thought that was a pretty I don't know.
In the South, that's a common question. I don't know about other places.
But people, that's what they're like. Well, people weird, so I can't be too mad. So.
Okay. But then, so moving on to the next, the irony is called dreaming together. And it said, even on the first date, these personalities may steer the conversation towards weightier topics. Protagonists don't just want to find out what TV shows someone watches. They want to get a sense of their partner's dreams and aspirations, the changes they hope to make to themselves and to the world. And as the relationship deepens, protagonists take pride in supporting their partner to make good on these dreams. Man, that's the one right there.
Come on, dog. That's me.
Yeah, we get to it pretty quick.
That's me.
Just trying to get to know somebody. I'll do the little ha ha he he for a few exchanges, but then right after that,
we gotta get into some real stuff. Yeah. Tell me why your daddy gone.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me why your daddy in jail.
What part did you play in your last relationship not working?
Come on, Bo. Those real questions. How you handle rejection? You know what I'm saying?
How are you when you're upset? How you deal with that?
Yeah.
Do you shut down?
How was your childhood? Happy, sad?
Yeah, that's depression? A good one. My therapist told me you should always ask that on the first
I always do.
How was your childhood?
I always do.
He said, because that can give you an insight onto how a person is now.
Mm-hmm. But we live in a society where so many things are superficial. So many things are on the surface, right? So many things just how somebody look, what they got, what they wearing. Mm-hmm. That's cool. But it's the deeper questions that we have, the deeper conversations that are being had. That let me get to know who is this person?
You know who you are and what makes you you.
What makes you you? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that's my thing. Of course, I'm human, so I got to be a natural physical attraction, but that just get my interest. What keep me there is getting to know you and how you think and view the world and what your values are and how you go about conducting yourself through life. That's what make me attracted to a person. I was thinking about this the other day since we here. I'm gonna go ahead.
Come on, let's talk about it.
What attract me these days? I like to be taught something by a woman. I gotta learn. It can be formal as heck or just. It's this soap I like to use, or it's just a little hiking spot I like to I need to gain some type of something from you. I just don't like those that I can't learn nothing from.
We just float in this mug.
Yeah, or they learn everything from teach me something. Like I say, it can be one of your hobbies. If you know how to knit, show me how to hit that crochet, or
how you do the little thread.
Something. I got to learn something from you in any capacity, and that's what I'm attracted. Tell me about a book you reading that's real good. Oh yeah, that do sound good. Let me get that. Or what's the name of it? Something. I can't I just noticed in my older age now, I just don't find I'm not attracted to somebody that I can't learn nothing from. Like I say, it can be the smallest of things. They can be like, oh, you use that soap? Nah, you need to be using. Like I'm saying, it don't got to be nothing deep where you telling me my philosophy of life wrong, but just something,
Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. And I like, to build on what you were saying, I like that when they teach me that, it's giving me insight to how they even view that whole little concept. Yeah. Or if it's their interest. You say you like doing this, teach me something about it. You know what I mean? And I love being a student.
Yeah,
you know
I'm about to say I'm a student in life, so
I love it. I love when I get my eyes. Man, my girl, she taught me. She got my gravy good from scratch because she was telling me how you know what I'm saying,
with the flour, and how to work that thing.
Yeah, and then she's like, you got a little whipping cream, you could thicken that mug up. Yeah, but I was so appreciative.
Yeah,
because it's just a degree. It's a degree of just consideration that you're giving me to even take the time to explain it. Because you already know how to do it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So when you teach me, I'm like, man, I like that. Man, there's the last sentence of this first paragraph you read is pretty much my stance in every relationship. I'm going to read it again. It said, and as the relationship deepens, protagonists take pride in supporting their partner to make good on those dreams. Okay. So I'm in a relationship right now, as most of our listeners know. This is what I tell, and when she hear this, she going to say, why you telling all the people that? Well, this is what I tell my girl all the time. I say, hey, I can't make you happy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can't make you successful. You got to want that for yourself. Mm-hmm. I said, like when somebody, like even when she asked me and when other women ask me this, they say, okay, what's your intention? You know, what's your intention with this? What kind of man are you trying to be in a relationship? I say, I'm trying to be the type of man that supports you to your happiness. Like how you
that's a bar.
How you define that is how you need to tell me, and then I will act accordingly. Like if a woman, it's like, okay, my dream is to, I don't know, become, a lawyer, right? You know what I'm saying? Or my dream is to become a doctor. Mm-hmm. Okay, what we need to do to get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to tell you, hey, you need to be applying to medical schools right now because that's your stuff. Yeah. But when you come back and tell me, hey, dang, I got this medical, I got to be at this little convention next week. Okay, what we need to do to get there? What's going to happen there? Mm-hmm. And then that's the opportunity for you to teach me. Yeah. Like, okay, they're going to have this acclaimed doctor there that's a cardio surgeon or whatever. He's doing this. If I get that information, I could take that and, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And I be trying to support that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be wanting to see that. I be wanting to applaud you. I want to applaud you. So I be wanting that. I don't know. I take that, and then in the next paragraph, we kind of talk about it.
Yeah, I'm about to say this one.
The protagonist carries this a step further, taking on the partner's goals as their own. This can be problematic to say the least. If protagonist personalities become overinvested in helping their partner, they may end up neglecting their own self-care, hobbies, and friendships. They may also be at risk of pushing their partner to change their life in ways that they simply aren't ready for. And this is the conversation me and my woman be having. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be wanting it for her, but I know I got to take a step back and draw back because I'm going to get invested and I'm going to want to help you do this, but like, it's still something that got to be done in your time. Mm-hmm. Can't be done on my time and in my way. And I know that. Yeah. And I know I get like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Which is just part of the self-awareness that I've been trying to practice.
I think we talked about this in like one of the episodes because I was saying like that's why like for me being solution based and stuff, like if I'm dealing with a partner, I put that on my partner. So like I do kind of, that's why I'm kind of leery of what people got going on because I know if I be in their life naturally, I'm gonna want to try to help them, and be supportive. Mm-hmm. So you do kind of take on what other people going through because that's why sometimes I be honest with myself. Mm-hmm. Is this something I want to take on? Because I know, like my personality, I'm not going to just passively sit by and be like, "Oh, well, shoot, that's them. They really ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah. I'm not going to do that." And I kind of go into the next one, the next paragraph where it says, when protagonists carry this too far, they often find that the pressure they put on their partner to better themselves backfires in one of two ways. Their partner may become insecure, fearing that they aren't good enough as they are, or they may become angry, feeling resentful of the implication that they need to change. Either way, protagonists must learn to encourage their partner to grow without pushing them too hard. Because that's the thing when you say, like, it's like when you find out what people are trying to do, I'm a man of action and accountability. Yeah. So you told me you wanted to do this. I'm saying, hey, how you coming along on that? What you doing? Oh, I hadn't really started. I was like, oh, well, that happened. You said that like 6 months ago. When you going? I mean, the fall is August. It's June. So you gonna like not wait?
School start 2 months.
So what you gonna? Hey, but that's what I say though. It can be that, and now it's like resentful. Well, they don't want to tell you stuff because
they're like,
they know if they tell you,
you gonna hold them accountable.
Yeah, and it's like, sorry.
People scared of that. People are scared.
I'll be like, sorry. Like but in my mind, I'm trying to support you and like help you really get there. That's what you say. Now, it's one thing if you say, oh, I've been thinking about maybe doing something, but I'm not sure. Okay, think on it. But if you say, hey, I want to go get my master's from well, okay. Shoot, I'm no genius, but I know school start
in the spring and fall. Yeah.
So when you trying to go? Yeah, when you trying to? How you took your GMAT? Or you gonna do the GRE? You got your transcripts? Yeah. Like I'm about to say, I done went through a little life, so I know like the process of certain stuff. You ain't gonna just show up that Monday ready to learn. You got financial aid right? You didn't apply. How you go out of pocket? What you doing? So I don't know, because it's like, but that is true. That ends up what happens, because it's like, from our perspective, we just trying to help and support. But like I say,
yeah,
it can be taken the wrong way.
I feel like sometimes when people do that, when we do that, protagonists, all my protagonists out there, shout out to Toby, he's a protagonist. When we do that, I feel like the other party feels like we're shining a light on their insecurity and their their shortcoming. Like, because if you ask that, and follow me. Like, if you ask that and they say, no, I haven't took my GMAT, they got to come to the realization that, dang, you could have just signed up for the GMAT and just went and took it. But instead of doing that, you probably did some other stuff. And some people run away from those realizations, you know.
Or they'd be like, oh, I got to do this and this in order to just get to that point. They may owe a school a little money, or they may something. So you may say, like you say, it's like, you may say, well, hey, have you taken care of that, or are you working towards that to be able to do that, or and it's like, people are like you say, it's like, it's almost like a certain level of shame or something. That's
exactly what it is.
So they don't want to like embark it and embrace it and start working through it. Yeah. So they kind of just out of sight, out of mind on purpose. Like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. And if you ask them, that mean they got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And people run away from that.
And they be trying to avoid it.
Yeah, they be trying to avoid that. Because I get that.
And then I'm saying, then the fact that you bringing it up when they already kind of feel a way about it, it kind of just make it even more.
Yeah. It make it even more like, you know.
But see, me, I'm like thank you. Like,
yeah. Well, see,
help me go through the steps. Like, I'd appreciate that.
Well, see, I like when we can talk through it. Okay, I'm going to stay with the example. You didn't take a GMAT. Okay, why? You know what I'm saying? You might be, apprehensive for 10, but you finally like, okay, I can't afford it. Okay. But it's like GMAT waivers everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We can start looking up those. Like,
or you start saving towards it.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, like.
But then if I see you buying a pair of shoes, I'm like, the GMAT is the 2 this is okay. Okay. Shit. The math, sometimes the math be mathing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Now you got the Georgetown ones?
And they be like, okay.
Okay. But like, but I mean, in that instance, this is just a real question. Is the judgment warranted after that? It's like, well, I guess it is. Like, if you just decide to buy some J's instead of doing that.
I don't know. But see, I think that's the thing too. Some people, I feel like, I guess some people pursue stuff in a different manner.
Different way, yeah.
Like, I'm pretty hands-on. And
you straightforward with it.
And getting to it.
Yeah.
Like, if I say, okay, this is what it ain't a concept. This is, okay, I'm trying to do this. Now we start. We start. I might do a little research, but we putting the wheel in motion, and it's like, okay, I did that. Now it's that for this. Now it's this. It ain't I looked at it, but I hadn't really. I don't know. I'm still kind of
yeah.
But
and then you be one acting like, okay, do you even still want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
or if you get into a conversation again and people bring up their dreams, it's still the same. But
you be like,
a year done passed, and it's like, I know you said you had to do some stuff beforehand, but you ain't started doing any of it. So, or is it just does it just sound good? Is it just fluff?
Yeah.
To like make you look good, or is it something you really try and pursue? Because
and those are real questions people have to answer.
And at the end of the day, slow motion is better than no motion. So if you say, oh, well, first I got to take this little biology class. All right. Take the biology class first. Then you can do the other stuff. Then you can apply. It's like, But I don't know, though. I can see how that can be. If you depending on your personality type, I can see how you wouldn't enjoy that or think like you get that resentment or you feel like somebody trying to push you too much. But it's like, this is what you said you wanted. I didn't say, hey, I think you should do this. Go do it. I'm going to tell you how to do it. Like, no, it's no. You told me you wanted to do this.
And you know what's crazy? It's the humbleness in me knowing that I do that I do, like that when I'm on the receiving end of those questions, I answer them truthfully.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody asks me, dang, dude, okay, what you doing next? all right, well, I want to do this, but this is what's holding me up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I need to get this right to get this. Like, and I'll be honest, like, okay, I probably got a little lazy on that, but like, there's a couple of things I'm waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm dragging my feet, or I'll be like, I'm dragging my feet with this, bro.
See, just honest.
Yeah, just honest.
I'm BSing.
Yeah. But if you tell me that, if you tell me, I'm like, okay, well, he working through something. You know what I'm saying? And people don't even know, like, that just make me more happy when you do it. Like, man, I know he had to work through some stuff to get there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, man, I don't want to put nobody's names out there, but okay, the long haul, I know we already at an hour, but I like this last sentence, and we can just touch on friendships a little bit, then we can wrap it up.
I might say we don't have to do a part 3.
You got a part 3, bro. Dang. But I like this right here. It's just a long haul, right? Now, neither of us I'm in a relationship, but I ain't married yet. You know what I'm saying? So I like this right here. It says, few personality types are keener than protagonists to establish a loving commitment with their chosen partner. They take dating relationships seriously, even in the earliest days of the relationship. Protagonists tend to focus on the long-term potential, and as the relationship matures, they want to do what it takes to bring that potential to fruition. But this right here, this me, bro. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite things I like to say in the beginning, when this is not when you talk to a chick, y'all. This is like when y'all together. Mm-hmm. Like for sure, girlfriend, boyfriend, or girlfriend, or boyfriend, or whatever. Them first like 2 months, 3 months, I take those months so seriously in a relationship. I do. Because I know that those are the foundation setting things for which your relationship will operate going forward. Now, for longer term relationships, people that see each other, it might be that first year. You know what I'm saying? But you can only do it a step at a time. So I handle that with so much care because, like it says, I do focus on the long term potential. I be like, I don't want to say nothing or do nothing now. I don't want to say that's going to come back to bite me, but like I don't want us to not be able to have a process for which we address this type of thing when it happens, if that makes sense. So here's an example. So my girl, I be putting her business out here. She gonna beat me up. There was a time when she was like, she's better now, but she wasn't happy with her job, right? Mm-hmm. And when she wasn't happy with the job, it was a lot of like low energy. It was a low energy part of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like I noticed that it started bleeding over. Like, you know what I'm saying? It started bleeding over into like what was happening between us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I started like, I actually started doing the protagonist thing and start asking the question like, okay, we don't like this job. What you want to do to get out of it? What else you want to do? What makes you happy? Mm-hmm. What is your real goal? What is your why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she, sometimes she's like, bro, that's just too many questions to ask right now. I can't answer that right now. I don't know. And I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm trying to like make you do something, but I want us to, like, this is obviously something that's bothering you. Mm-hmm. And I remember telling her this. I was like, we're not gonna always like things that are going on at our jobs if we plan to be together for the long term. There could be times where I'm not happy at my job, you're not happy at your job. But this is the first time this is happening in our relationship. So let's find a healthy way to deal with it so when it happens again, we know what we got to do. Yeah. So I try to put those type of things in place. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'd be looking at, I guess I'd be taking everything too serious, but I know everything has ramifications and things linger. Yeah. So I be trying to address that stuff right there. I be trying to find a good, helpful way to resolve it. So in the future, we can resolve it in healthy ways. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get mad at me and I get mad at you and then we just stop talking and we yell, is that just how we going to handle every dispute? Like, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I try my best to avert that by, okay, let's talk about it. Let's take a day away from each other. Don't talk to each other for a day. Come back together when we cool. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But I just be trying, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to say. You broke that one down, man.
I just be trying, bro. I just be trying. I think this is something that everybody. I just think that's healthy. That's just healthy. And it happens in friendships too.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like me and you, we had disagreements, but like we've been able to talk about. Okay, this is what you did. Okay, cool. This is what I thought I was doing, and you talk that out, and you get better understanding. It's I swear it's all about understanding for me.
But yeah, and I mean, kind of just going off that paragraph too. Though, I do think that's true. Where it's kind of like because I say it all the time. I like once I start to notice qualities, I say, okay, can I live with this for the rest of my life?
Yeah,
like I don't think like. Oh,
so you ask yourself the hard questions, man.
Yeah,
for real.
Because I say I don't look at certain stuff and be like, oh, okay. No, I just be honest with myself and say, hey, is this something I can live with for the rest of my life, and not like just temporarily? Because I'm not really dating for temporary. I'm dating for long term potential. So I ask myself that all the time now. And then kind of going into the last little paragraph of this is say, while protagonists certainly know how to enjoy the moment, they also know that love isn't all fun and games. This can be a beautiful thing. Protagonists care about pleasing their partner, and their sensitivity helps them tune into their partner's shifting moods and desires. As long as they don't lose track of their own needs, people with this personality type can enjoy incredibly rewarding relationships that are founded on trust, mutual support, and honesty, and of course, love. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think that's the thing too. Is like the mutual support. Like like I feel like I'm naturally, like I said, I'm naturally a helpful person. I'm naturally like, if I enter your life and your issues, I'm naturally trying to help you with those. But like, I feel like that's where it could be draining, or like I neglect myself when my partner not interested, not supporting me the same way I'm supporting them, and we just supporting them and pouring into them,
Yeah. Sorry.
And I feel like that can be what kind of deter things at times.
Well, so I know sometimes when I explain this type of thing that's going on in this paragraph, it comes off as bleak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hope for a better day, but I do. But I know that bad days will happen. Yeah. So I'm not like ignoring it.
Yeah. I think my thing is,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like I'm not anticipating the bad, but I know life gon' life. Yeah. But I'm going into everything with a positive, optimistic attitude, so I don't attract that energy. Or that way, when something do happen, it ain't like overwhelming or send me spiraling. It just I compartmentalize that stuff. It's like, no, that's that little small issue, but in the grand scheme of life, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Rather than that one thing, you making a mountain out of an anthill.
Come on now,
and now that's just becoming like you think it's just gonna ruin your life, and it's just super intense. It's like it's not that serious. But no, like I said, I don't wait and anticipate problems. Like, ooh, I'm waiting. I know something's going to happen. We're going to have some type of issue. It's like, no, I'm going into it with an optimistic attitude, but I'm not naive and know life going life. But I'm going, like I say, live in the moment and enjoy, the times. But yeah, that was just romantic relations.
I'm about to say, that's just that one section, bro. I'm finding that this little thing that we're doing right here, it's like it covers a lot of different topics and kind of explores like the thought process that somebody with this type of personality type would have for them. And I got to say that I've been agreeing with most of it.
Yeah, I actually have. I was kind of surprised by that because I figured I would probably be like, or it's just like very vague general stuff that everybody would agree with. They get
into it, bro.
Yeah.
They get into it.
I guess we can, we're going to go ahead and touch on friendships a little bit.
Yeah.
Friendships, connecting with other people makes protagonists feel alive and purposeful. It's no surprise then that they are anything but apathetic about friendships. Protagonists put sincere, dedicated effort into staying close with their friends. For their personalities, friendships are far from expendable or insignificant. Instead, they're a key component of a life well lived.
100%.
Yeah.
100% for me. 100% right here.
Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, I think the thing is too, it's like the fact that I've kind of went through life, explored life, met different types of people. That's why I feel like I appreciate the people more in my life.
Yeah.
Because people, finding good people that you connect with on a lot of different levels isn't a dime a dozen, like that's very rare. So like the people that I do have in my life, I do value them and appreciate them because I know this isn't easy to find.
So this third sentence right here, it says protagonists put sincere, dedicated effort into staying close with their friends. That resonates with me so much because a lot of the friendships that I have, you being one, my co-ed, Earlton who's been on here, my brother. These are friendships that I've been having for like 15 plus years.
Yeah.
See, some people 20. Jacoy is like since birth. That's I've been knowing Jacoy since I was born. So 28 years for him. But anyway, I appreciate you guys because you guys were able to still rock with me even though I was growing up and maturing. You know what I'm saying? There was a version of Jew, she was in 09 that probably is not the same. Some things have changed.
I'm about to say, and that's the incredible part when you can like grow with people because that's like when normally, people that, y'all were friends, but y'all just kinda literally just grow apart. But it's very rare when you can actually grow with people, because that's not common at all.
No, it's not.
And I think what kind of, sorry to jump back in,
go ahead.
What kind of stuck out to me was like when they said they put sincere, dedicated effort into staying close with their friends. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm the main one that reach out in most of my most of my friendships. I'm the one that call them and keep in contact with them and maintain that level of.
You do.
I be making my phone calls.
Yeah, you do. And I mean, I like this because like in some of that dedicated effort that I've learned is from like watching you and how you do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I picked up on that. Just going down here, it says a wealth of perspective. I like this one. I read this one earlier. It says few personality types can match protagonists' sincere desire to get to know people. For protagonists, discovering someone's quirks and opinions and hopes and follies is one of the life's purest pleasures. Most protagonists can't help but be fascinated by other worldviews, even those which they wholeheartedly disagree. Encountering a wealth perspective is what keeps life interesting for these types. Man, when I tell you, I get so much out of just listening to what each one of y'all be having to say on a daily basis. Like, cause like that really be how y'all think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was more so like, it was kind of like intensified when we was all together in high school cause we all just be sitting in the room playing the game. And you got you with your ideology. You got Jacoy over here. You got Boot over here. You got Coop over here that say the things he's saying. I'd be like, I guess I never looked at it like the amount of times I said that about to myself. I said, I guess I never looked at it like that. Yeah. And I enjoy that thoroughly and like.
Yeah, like I said, when they say you can't help but be fascinated by others' worldviews, even when because I was telling somebody this recently. I was like, man, that's wild. You hear stuff like that. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been hearing stuff that I don't agree with wholeheartedly for 10 plus years. Like I don't agree with a lot of thoughts and ideas that people, but everybody got different perspectives.
Yeah. And what makes me even more intrigued is like, I want to know, like, how did you get there?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get there? Like, I lived with my brother my whole life, and I still ask him, like, how did you even get to that thought?
Because that's my thing. It's like, I don't have to agree. You just got to show me how you got there personally.
Yeah, and I'm going to understand. I mean, I'm going to respect it. And I'm going to respect
If you just say just cause, no. But if you walk me through your thought process, I'm going to respect it if nothing else. I may not agree, but I'm going to respect it. As long as you can explain to me how you get to your whatever, your end.
Yeah.
I can respect it. I don't have to agree. I might even be entertained by it.
And just figuring out somebody's like story and what their past has, manifested into the person that they are today, and hearing about that and hearing that story and understanding why they are and what they do, I just find that so intriguing. You know what I mean? And enlightening too. It kind of gives me a little energy because it's like, because I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of questioning. I do a lot of questioning of myself, of life, and just to hear somebody else's interpretations, I think about that. I tell people all the time, like when I be laying down at night, bro, I just replay all the conversations I had.
Yeah.
Like I can just go through like, I'm like, man, that boy really said he put cheese on his rice. You know what I'm saying? That's something he been doing his whole life. And I'd be like, all right.
I used to do that. Like when we were more always together, I would literally have to do that at the end of my day. Just go through every conversation. I'm like, wait, he said what? Oh, that was.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
Yeah. Man.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And you know it stuck with me if I brought it up the next, like, hey, bro, yesterday you said, what was that about, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it don't be like from a place of trying to like clown somebody. Be like, no, I'm trying to understand it because I actually thought it was intriguing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, that's how. I just love that first paragraph. Go ahead.
And then the next paragraph said, that said, most protagonists find it difficult to respect anyone who takes shortcuts, disrespects others, or refuses to challenge the status quo. Instead, they find it easiest to connect with people who share their core ideas, particularly their commitment to doing the right thing and leaving the world better than they found it. And then it said also, just to go ahead and get this last part out, it is with these closest friends that the protagonists truly open up, sharing their vulnerabilities and their more precious dreams for their lives. These personalities maintain warm, caring, and supportive connections with many people, but they tend to show their full selves, including their insecurities, only to an inner circle of friends who have earned that trust.
I like this one.
Yeah,
I like this one
because I definitely agree. I don't really
like
deal
that
with people that's always looking for shortcuts. Or
now it's
disrespecting others, or I 100% agree.
See that
with
first sentence is just like the explanation when I be like, man, I don't really rock with that dude like that.
Yeah, it's
probably because of that first sentence. You know what I'm saying? I can't respect them because they take shortcuts, they disrespect others, and they refuse to challenge. You know what I mean? Like people that's kind of just people that just like is trying to like get over or just like laying down. Like, bro, you ain't got to do that, bro. Like, there's so much more to life that can be obtained if you just try. You know, that's really what, you know, if you just try a little bit, you can get a lot more, you know, than what you're dealing with now. And I've had some run-ins with some people that acted like that and had that type of personality, you know, disposition. And I was just like, man, bro, it's kind of hard for me to even like be around you when you like this. You know what I mean? Like, and it's messed up, but it's like, bro, I can't be around it. Like, I can't wallow in your sorrow with you. You know what I'm saying? So let me get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Then, what was it? Oh, okay. This last sentence at the bottom, it says, these personalities, you know, maintain warm, caring, supportive connection with many people, but they tend to show their full selves, including their insecurities, only to an inner circle of friends who have earned their trust. Now, this is true with me because I'm a more of an extroverted person. I talk to everybody, but I don't tell everybody the same thing, if that makes sense. Like, I talk to everybody, but I don't tell everybody the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk to this person for an hour, I talk to Ed for an hour. But what I tell Ed is going to be way different from what I tell this other person. You know what I'm saying? And that just comes from, like, me trusting somebody like yourself and, you know, all our friends. Like, these people see me vulnerable. They see me grow. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, they see me mature and make mistakes and bump my head and mess up and get back up. And so there's a totally different understanding that an Ed has opposed to whoever else. You know? So I know I can give this to you and it's going to be regarded with care. Like, okay, dang, okay. You going to know what that mean to me. Somebody else going to be like, oh, that he just wild. He's stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. That's why I don't tell you. You know, so.
I think that's my thing, too, because I know, like, I'm more so a reserved person, and I'm very, like, I just kind of give out very basic. Here, take this information.
Just cordials.
Just a little small talk, you know. It'll feel good, but you ain't going to really take nothing from it. But it's true though, because with my inner circle, man, I about to say, I tell it all. My thoughts, things that's upsetting me, fears, insecurities. People might laugh at it and think it's a joke. Nah, I'm really going through that. But okay, we can laugh about it.
No, that's really happening.
But yeah, I think that's so true. Because that's definitely how I approach that.
And I like what it said, they find it easiest to connect with people. Shit, like if you share, like Ed, if you tell me something deep to you that's important to you, I always have the propensity to try to connect with you. Like, man, like it ain't even got to be about that, but I know how I feel to tell somebody something that's close to you.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna treat that with just whatever. I'm gonna be cautious about that.
To handle it with care.
Handle it with care. So, and then it says through thick and thin. Protagonists be among the best friends anyone can wish for, kind-hearted and trustworthy. People with this personality type dedicate incredible amounts of energy and attention to their friendships, like what you're calling. They want their friends to feel not merely validated but supported, not merely heard but understood. Here we go. Oh, then it's like this last part. They can also be trusted to show up in ways both large and small, whether by taking time after a grueling day at work to help a friend spruce up their resume, or by putting together a weekend-long destination birthday party for a friend who needs a boost. Nothing makes protagonists happier than seeing the people they care about doing well, and few things can stop them from trying to help make that happen. So, yeah, that's it.
I'm about to say, I wholeheartily agree. I tell people all the time that I'm their best friend, not their best friend as in closeness, but like, I'm the best friend you have. Like, as far as being supportive and stuff, because if anybody ever, like, none of my friends got something going on,
you show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there to support, man. Gotta support the home team. So I'm just big on it. Like I said, I think a lot of that come from like, a great loving home, and then to like playing sports, and there's always being that camaraderie. That's why I always like when I be posting stuff that my friends be doing, I always say the home team. You gotta support the home team, because like I really feel like it's a team, and like the team is always better as a whole when everybody is doing better individually. And I used to always say this to myself too. It's like in my friend group, I always want to be doing the worst. Because if I'm doing the worst, then I know everybody else is doing really good.
I like that. That's a bar. I like this last sentence. Says they want their friends to feel not merely validated but supported. Now, I take that. That's like the type of friend I am. You know what I mean? I'm going to listen to you, and you might be giving me you might be giving it up. A lot of pause, a lot of information, a lot of feelings and things like that. But I don't want to just be like an echo chamber for you. I'm actually going to be like, bro, like, no, I feel you. But let me support you in a way that's going to help you get better or turn it around for you.
Yeah.
Let's go get something to eat. Or let's go, you want to go get a bottle? Let's go get a bottle. You want to play the game? Come on, let's go play the game. Like, just giving you that space to work your stuff out in front of me and not make you feel judged or make you feel dismissed or anything like that. That's welcome to me. And that it ain't always got to be like in person, even in our group message. Like, somebody will say something, and I'm like, dang, nobody said nothing. Okay, let me at least say, oh, that's what's up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody say something and the message be sitting there, I'm like, no,
at least
bro.
Like that jump.
Yeah, at least like, or I'll come back, man, sorry if I was working, but no, I feel you on that, though. Like, just those type of interactions and things like that. And same thing like you. Like, if somebody having something or their family go through something, I usually try to reach out, shout out to them, talk through with them, things like that. But
okay, yeah, this will be our last portion on the friendship, y'all, and then we'll just have to come back with a part 3 to get to the other parts of it.
Yeah. Oh, finding balance. Oh shoot, I didn't click the wrong thing. The last part says finding balance. It says while protagonists enjoy lending a helping hand, they aren't always happy with the results. The truth is that some people don't have the energy or the drive to take full advantage of a protagonist's offers to help, or they simply might not want to. For example, the friend might ignore the resume advice, or they might decide to kick back and relax instead of using that new resume to send out job applications. Man.
I was about to say,
man.
I done sent some applications, some jobs to some boys, and try to follow up. Say, hey, you apply yet? Nah.
Nah.
Wait. Okay.
boys get half the paper mill. Man, when this happens, people with the protagonist personality type may feel unappreciated, frustrated, or resentful. They may even become judgmental in an effort to push their friend forward, an approach that all too often backfires.
Yeah.
And then lastly, right here, paradoxically, having a more flexible attitude can guide these types to support the people they care about even more effectively. As many protagonists discover, the most enduring friendships are based not only on mutual growth, but also on acceptance, compassion, and genuine respect.
Yeah. That's agreed. I agree with that. I think this little clip too was this little excerpt where they say, as they mature, many protagonists learn to avoid taking their friends' behavior personally.
I feel like you had to do.
Yes.
I feel like you had to deal with that.
Not taking it personally and just accepting and like, yeah. That's what I say. I feel like
that rings so true for our friend group.
I about to say, that's definitely something I had to learn how to do. Not take people behavior personally and then just accepting people like,
okay,
this is just him.
That's what they do. Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
It's him. Like,
bro,
it's
that don't mean that he don't love me any less.
Oh yeah, or it's not saying I ain't saying he shouldn't grow or that it's right. I'm just saying that's him.
You know what's funny? I've heard you say the exact same thing to somebody. Like that exact sentence to somebody. Like, I ain't saying he can't. I'm just saying this is what he do. You know what I'm saying?
That's him.
Yeah. So, I've been in a lot of situations where it's like, dang, I really tried to help that dude, and he ain't even, you know what I'm saying? He ain't even give no feedback or nothing. He didn't even tell me thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, you know what? I can't take that to the heart. I did what I could do, so I gotta wipe my hands with it.
Yeah, I always jokingly say to myself, sometimes you gotta just be the unsung hero, man. You ain't gonna get the credit. It's gotta be the unsung hero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like this is all very true with me. Just like I say, it's just about acceptance, compassion, and just genuine respect at the end of the day.
Those three words, it pretty much sums up the friendship.
Yeah, it really does.
You know what I'm saying? Because it involves everything like that. And I guess I could take this time while we on this part and just say, man, thank you for being a good friend to me, man. Because I haven't always been right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I haven't always done what probably would have been the best thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I know sometimes I take on I do stuff that don't really need to be done. You know what I'm saying, for other people. But that just be that compassion I be trying to show. But I appreciate that. Since we're here,
man. Shoot, since we're here, man. Thank you for you, man. Because I know like what I am now versus what I started off with.
Man,
that was a lot to deal with, and
you saw the best in me.
Just me learning empathy and compassion and learning about tone and not being callous and cold. And you sat through a lot, man. Yeah. In my mind, I gotta be extremely pleasant to deal with now compared to what I was.
Yeah, people don't. The new people in your life don't understand, bro. They don't. I'm like, that boy came a long way.
Yeah.
When people ask me, I'm like, nah, he ain't what he used to be. Yeah, he dead. I mean, I don't want to curse, but I was like, he dang sure ain't what he used to be.
Yeah. I've been giving y'all credit for that. I be like, man, because that's when I didn't filter my thoughts. It just all flew and it wasn't, man.
Especially right here at the end where it say they might even become judgmental in the effort to push their friend forward. You used to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I knew the genuine person was at the core. I knew the core.
Okay.
I saw the core. And I guess that's, people say don't date for potential, but I was probably dating for potential with Ed for sure. I was dating for potential because I saw the core. Man. I saw enough flashes to say, no, this dude could be good. He could be a good dude.
Just a little rough around the edges. Just need a little straightening. Just a little bit of straightening.
Real talk though, man. And you know what? I probably couldn't ask for a better friend and a group of friends that we have, because everybody and two of our friends have done this personality test, and I want to go read their stuff just to see how they fit in and see how because I'm that type of person. But anyway, if you haven't took the test, man, go go take the test. Let us know what your results are.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's
like
really
I said,
good.
they like get into all different types of stuff: the strengths and weaknesses, romantic relationships, friendships, heck, parenthood, career paths, workplace habits. Man, they really get into it. And like I say, we'll probably have to do a part 3 to get into the other stuff.
I think what we might do, I might just keep this as a reference. So when we talk about any other topics, you can say, man, it touches on this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, for those of you that click the link, if you make the profile, you actually have a profile here on the 16 personalities. I guess the 16 groups, and they have different little like daily tips, daily like sayings that'll help your day. If you want even more, because there's like another level of this, because it says ENFJ-A or ENFJ-T. One is like aggressive and one is turbulent. I'm aggressive, so I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna dig into that. But I'm just saying to say that there's so many different levels to this, and if you enjoy this, man, just check it out, bro. Just check it out. And with that being said, it's episode 54.
Yep, of the Transferable Experience podcast.
Hey, we got a lot coming, man. We got a lot of good episodes coming. Just to let y'all know, stay tuned, man. We about to have a great spring and summer. This gonna be a great spring and summer for the TEP for sure.
Till next time.